Всем здравствуйте, дамы и господа, приветствую вас на канале Андрей Frame Channel. И сегодня мы возвращаемся в игру Mass Effect Andromeda. Значит, что ж, давайте продолжим. Такс. Конденсаторы щита. Усиливающий набор. Окей, погнали. Так, тут довольно-таки холодно. Да, я как раз ствол достал. У нас, видите, щиток не восстановлен. Так. У нас, видите, щиток не восстанавливается. Система жизнеобеспечения у нас тоже с ней что-то какие-то траблы.
Almost at the base now. Make sure you talk to Commander Anyik when you arrive.
Такс, а вот и товарищи.
Life support is back online.
Нас бы сюда не пустили, понятно. Такс.
A severe temperature drop. Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits.
Get clearance to take off, yeah? No luck.
Life support restored.
Такс. Так что? Тихо. Я тут немножко чуть не упал. Да, конечно, тот же мост есть. А я специально пошел не через мост. Логично же. Такс. Это, судя по всему, стоянка для космических кораблей. Зайдем давайте в ангар. Я думаю, в ангаре должно быть потеплее немножко. Блок данных. Да, меня тревожит угроза нехватки припасов. Последняя поставка для сопротивления была отменена в последний момент, и мы ничего не получили. Придется ждать следующее, я лично займусь этим вопросом. Понятненько.
I'm an amateur mechanic myself. Build vehicles for my people. Upload this schematic for your mechanic, with my compliments. They can upgrade your vehicle's shielding once you find the needed components.
I'll have him vetted. Thanks.
My pleasure, human. You can find some of what you need here on Vault. The rest, out and about.
Ну, кто бы сомневался. Такс. Что тут у нас еще есть? Так, там есть квестики, и там где-то есть квестики. Ладно, пошли сюда пока что. Вот этот вот ближайший, я так понимаю, чуть-чуть дальше. Так, контейнер. Смотрим. Броня партизан ангара. Взять все. Так, давайте посмотрим. Навыки, кстати. Кстати, у нас же есть навыки, друзья мои. Так, бросок мы вкачали. Барьер. Давайте барьер. Максимальный заряд щитов. А тут у нас что? Восстановление щитов. А тут у нас скорость перезарядки. Тоже нужная штука. Еще на самом деле мне больше биотика нравится. Ну, то есть биотические умения на самом-то деле. Адепт. Профиль адепт получает 2 уровень. Так. One moment. Профиль адепт. Как выбрать профиль? Как мы профиль выбираем? Просмотр статистики. Успехи какие-то. Врагов побеждено отрядом. Убито кетов. Убито разбойников. Убито реликтов. Уничтожено диких зверей. 159. 159 из... Нормально. Так, ладно. Из этого мы выходим. И в предметы идем. В броню. Ой. Шлем инициативы. Назад. Руки. Броня инициатива. Что нам дает броня инициатива? Ничего. Броня партизан ангара. Плюс 4% техника урона от умений. Длительность эффекта, максимальный заряд щитов. Очевидно. Так, нет, подождите. Почему я не могу ходить? Повышение опыта за столкновение. Максимальный заряд щитов, техника, урон умений, урон конструкции. Урон от оружия. Всех боевых, силовых ячеек. Ладно, я чего-то не понимаю, наверное. Ладно, потом будем разбираться, тогда погнали дальше. Или туда. Давайте туда. Там побочнее, мне кажется. 100% побочек.
Gonna need some kind of stimulant.
Доктор Харин.
Yes, what is it? You're that alien they've been talking about on comms, aren't you? Why are you standing here? Shouldn't you be talking to the commander?
I'm Pathfinder Ryder with the Andromeda Initiative from...
Wonderful. You're from far away. Do they have magical healing where you're from?
Nothing more advanced than what you have.
Then where you're from is useless to me right now. Stand over there.
The commander said the alien wanted to help, but we need it. The emergency caches, maybe.
Emergency caches?
This is a war zone. Ket attacks are always a risk. Wounded? There's probably a cache of emergency medical supplies nearby. No substitute for real medical attention, but you'll survive long enough to reship.
Problem is the caches are empty right now. Restrained and no one's been out there to replenish supplies.
There's no time to waste. I'll help with whatever you need.
Supply crates are stacked by the wall over there. Directions to the caches are with them. You have a vehicle?
Of course.
Good. Get going.
Так, транспорт это хорошо. Я смотрю, квестиков нормально так. Так, мы отправили к вам чунок с медикаментами, которых должно хватить на весь цикл. Вы получили груз, сигнал отслеживания пропал сразу после того, как ящики были сброшены. Окей.
Looks like supplies aren't getting through to the resistance.
Так, с командованием. Мы сумели выставить кетов из Течекса, но они откуда-то узнали о нашем приближении. На первой ловушке мы наткнулись, не успев даже через гору перебраться. Ариан Пау, мы спустились вниз, чтобы прикрыть нашего диверсанта, и погиб, забрав с собой дюжину кетов. Вы можете им гордиться. Хочу сказать вам это, пока вы еще не получили менее личные сообщения. Мне жаль. У вас, Слава, все хорошо, и кружка Фалет. Нужны новобранцы. Хаваров нуждается в новобранцах. Так, это тоже, в принципе, понятно. Эскау. Давайте поговорим с Эскавом.
Look, if you need patching up, you'll have to wait. A patrol just came through and I need to see to them.
Did they run into something out there?
The cat are getting bolder. A band of them attacked our patrol last night. Our people managed to get out without much trouble, but I need to check them over.
It's actually warm in here. Those heaters work pretty well.
We don't use them for heat. They generate artificial sun, so we don't go dark.
What do you mean, go dark?
Right, I suppose you wouldn't know about that. Our bodies generate energy from sunlight. If we don't get enough, our immune systems weaken and our bioenergy slows. We go dark.
It can't be easy living in a place like this.
Between the cold and the lack of sun, it's tough to keep morale up. Most of us come from Aya or Haval, so it's a big adjustment. Immunity drops, people get sick. But if the civilians in the settlements can live here without complaint, so can we.
I'll come back if I need anything.
I'll be here.
Так, окей. Что тут еще есть? Медикаменты.
These are the emergency medical supplies the doctor mentioned. You have to get them to the caches. Sam, you saving the location data?
Of course, Pathfinder.
Распределить медикаменты. Окей. Отправиться на Хавару. На Хавару мы еще успеем отправиться. Погнали, еще здесь квестики возьмем. Так, а вот это уже похоже на...
You're the alien Jarl brought. A possible asset, he says. We've allowed you into our base at his request. I am Anyik Dozil. Remember the name, because if you betray us, I will kill you myself. Be assured that what I do to you will make the stars turn their faces and grow dark.
I have no intention of betraying you.
Say what you want. It is the hands that reveal true intention. If you wish to prove yourself, be an ally in our fight against the Ket. Despite our best efforts, their growing forces remain a threat to our people. Speak to our lookouts, who watch the valley. They'll know where our need is dire. Go now. I have other things to attend to.
Так, с этими мы поговорили, и тут есть еще... Так, ну терминал, ну не знаю, мы терминал уже смотрели. Ага. Возвращается патруль Кетов, докладом, что происшествий не было. Доклад. И здесь у нас еще можно поболтать с Оликсом. Олиском.
Pathfinder, something I can do for you?
You the requisitions officer? I hear you're having supply issues.
Of course not. I don't know what you've heard, but everything is running fine.
Your communications say otherwise. You haven't received a shipment in weeks.
Those data pads are encrypted. How did you... I need to keep this news contained. No one knows the shipments have stopped. If word gets around, we'll have a serious morale drop. I need to investigate this quietly.
You have any leads?
Not much. The supplies make it planetside, but never reach the base. The obvious answer is the Ket. Sabotage is their style. We changed our drop point, but no luck. I can't send someone to investigate without word getting around. I guess there's no avoiding it eventually.
Я
I can
разберусь.
take a look at the drop point. That way, no one will panic.
I can't sanction an official search, but I also can't stop you from investigating on your own. The nav point for the last drop location is in my personal console. You seem to be adept at decryption, so I'll let you figure out the rest.
Так, использовать терминал для запросов. Понимаю. Вот он.
Decryption successful, Pathfinder. Updating your nav system with a supply drop point.
Такс. Давайте сохраним игру. Да. Теперь журнал. Встреча с сопротивлением. Нет. Мы сейчас будем выполнять заданьки. Союзники и отношения, наверное. Либо секрет. Прочесть письмо от Пиби. Оцените ваут для размещения аванпоста. Так, ладно, это мы еще успеем. Дополнительные задачи. Найдено медикаментов. Задание щит кочевника. Тайники с медикаментами. Вот давайте с перехвата и начнем. Я думаю, там будут кетты, хотя, я думаю, не везде будут, но это не важно. Наверное, нам сейчас надо будет пойти взять наш Pathfinder, марсоходик. Вот. И уже с ним мы отправимся в путешествие. Так, холодная среда.
I'm reading a severe temperature drop.
Да, тепленькая планетка вообще. Дружелюбная, теплая планета. Так, сейчас мы на нашем корабле берем себе марсоходик наш и поедем на поиски приключений. Нет. Ну и алло, и как мне взять мой марсоход? Я хочу марсоход.
Temperatures are below freezing and continuing to fall.
Так, ладно. Давайте зайдем на кораблик. Ну и зачем взлетаешь? Зачем ты взлетаешь, друг мой? Почему я не могу, типа, без марсохода это сделать? Точнее, с марсоходом. Так. Гил просил переговорить. Каэла, Суви. Такс, давайте.
Not really a holiday destination.
Ладно, погнали на зону высадки. Я хочу взять с собой этот. Эй. Я хочу взять с собой. Так, броня, инициатива. О, можно поменять. Это хорошо. Боевое умение урон. Урон от оружия. Нормально, ладно. Пойдет. Подтвердить набор.
Approaching the LZ.
Ну, побежим тогда. Хер знает. Сейчас сдохнем где-то в морской пустоши. Фу, в морской. В ледяной пустоши. Все. Без марсохода-то. Сейчас бежать сквозь бурю. Неизвестно куда, неизвестно зачем. Давайте сохранимся только. Сохраняем игру. Да. Погнали.
Temperatures are below freezing and continuing to fall.
Просто посмотрите, как у меня уменьшается СЖО. Система жизнеобеспечения. Ну ладно, бежим. Куда-то сюда. Так, среда холодная 1. Не, конечно, зашибись. Чую, я здесь и сдохну. Хотя... Ну, допустим. Бегу туда, не знаю куда. Зачем, не знаю. Затем, не знаю зачем. Что называется. Сжёг что-то такое, типа, практически на пределе. Я надеюсь, сейчас можно будет обогревчик где-нибудь найти. Победите Ренкар. Так, нормас. Этого мы победили. Тихо, 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 тихо. Кажется, у нас щитки не восстанавливаются. Нормально. Еще один.
Why were Angara attacking us?
Pathfinder, I detect a datapad nearby.
Передаю координат новой точки сброса. Поставка намечена на сегодня, так что поспешить добраться до места. Если звезды окажутся балконной, так там будет и щит. Никому не раскрывая сути задания. Если Эфра узнает, что мы строим склад, он предпримет меры. Пусть остается в неведении как можно дольше. Аксул.
Axul. Should I know about him?
Pathfinder, I have informed Olisk. The drop point is secure.
Good. The Resistance should get their supplies now.
Так, что-то здесь нифига не это. Кажется, я начинаю замерзать. Ладно, нифига здесь нету.
Life support levels critical. Please seek safety.
Так, секунду. Предметы. Мне нужны предметы. Вот, предметы. Предметы. Эй! Блин, я думал, можно усилить. Ладно. Постарайся найти безопасное место. Друзья мои, дело в том, что безопасного места нету. Вот. Такс. Не нравится мне эта планета, какая-то она Без Pathfinder чуть не айс. Так, ладно, карта. База сопротивления. Буря. Быстрое перемещение доступно. Ничего себе. Такс.
Life support systems offline.
Такс. Давайте быстрое перемещение к буре. Зайдем на бурю, а то мы сейчас типа копыт отбросим. Чуть-чуть. Ну, придется таким методом. Я не понимаю, почему мне не дают использовать марсоход. Меня вот это вот смущает. Ладно, давайте заодно поболтаем со всеми на корабле. Так. Драк хотел поговорить. Что ж вы все такие разговорчивые-то? Станция снаряжения. Так, тут у нас закрыто. Давайте посмотрим. Так, тут у нас вроде живет Пиби. Нам она сейчас не особо нужна. Окей, давайте использовать лестницу. Драк это наш Кроган. Такс.
Don't give the Pathfinder too much trouble. Oh, Rushan.
Who were you talking to?
Kesh, Nexus superintendent, thinks she can boss me around just because she's my granddaughter.
I like the no trouble plan. How about we stick with that?
Kesh said not too much trouble, kid. Not no trouble. You can't make sure some trouble's always coming for you.
That's not reassuring.
Life out here ain't reassuring. You'll get used to it.
Is that all you brought?
You travel lean when supplies are tight and you're on your own.
Your people had to know what it'd be like when you left the Nexus.
We did, but there weren't a lot of options. After the mutiny happened, it was either buckle under Tan's rules or start our own colony. Easy choice. Bad consequences all around.
Not all Krogan left. Your granddaughter stayed.
Good thing she did. Without my Rushan, you wouldn't have had much of a station to tie your ship to. As for me, I'm way more useful out here. Lots to shoot at, for one.
Krogan could have made a real difference on the Nexus.
Staying under those conditions would have just resulted in another mutiny. We have a much better shot at something good out here.
Can't argue with that.
Ну, окей. Еще с Драком надо поговорить или нет?
Ryder, you meet Spender yet? Colonial Affairs, the ass in Assistant Director. Got no idea why Addison keeps him around. Spender lied to the Krogan during the uprising, and he's headed out for Kesh ever since. He's up to something. I just can't prove it. We should pay him a visit on the Nexus.
What's it like to have Kesh as a granddaughter?
Kesh is my Rushan, child of my blood. Raised her myself. Damn proud of her too. She did good, even with me for a granddad.
Мне она нравится.
She's honest. Definitely blunt.
She had to take after me in some ways, I guess.
Got any stories or advice to share?
Does a pie jack scratch its butt?
Anything about the Ket? Or combat in general?
Well, common Ket are pretty straightforward. Hit them hard enough, they die like anything else.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Wraiths are sneaky little shits like to ghost up behind you when you least expect it.
Призраки.
Just listen for them. They tend to give themselves away right before coming at you.
И что делать?
Break through their head plates, then a headshot should do the trick.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Destined are annoying, quick. Got some crazy mist that hides them from view, their friends too. Take a Destined down, and that mist goes away. Makes them a prime target, if you ask me.
Обречённая.
Perfect for grenade practice.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
There's just something wrong about the kid. The absolute single-mindedness.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
So, Chosen, it's not good to let too many of them get close to you at once. If they hit your shields, take a step back. Let me handle them. Bet you anything they're not used to being rushed by a Krogan.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Fire and explosives are good against anything with heavy armor. Or anything, really. Generally, no one likes being set on fire.
Generally? There's a story behind this.
Ha, there sure is.
You mentioned that people generally don't like being set on fire.
I was hoping you'd ask. So, about 400 years ago, give or take a decade, me and my outfit were pinned down during a skirmish with another merc group. Saw it pull off my usual stunt, charge ahead and breach their barricade. Pop my flamethrower and get ready to let go. Only to see them all screaming and running away. Turns out, I crashed through a shipment of Turian brandy on my way in. Never even noticed I was on fire. But they sure did. Never seen a pack of mercs panic that badly before.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Ascendant.
Восходящая.
Keep your distance. Don't let them get you in those force fields.
Силовым полем.
Pop that little orb, then shoot him in the head, just like anything else.
Есть
Tell
еще
me more
кто-то?
about fighting Ket.
Интересно.
Fiends,
Демоны.
kid. Even I'm not gonna mess with those at close range. Keep
А,
your
демоны. С
distance.
демоном мы встречались
Shoot
уже.
them into red fleshy bits, or I guess in the face if you can't flank them.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Shoot stuff and don't die. Always works for me.
Так, все, походу закончилось. Давайте расскажи о себе.
I'd like to know more about you.
Fire away.
So, about all this combat experience you have, I'd love some details.
Видимо, большой.
The list will be shorter if you ask me what experience I don't have. I've been doing this for a long time now, centuries, shit, well over 1,000 years. Don't even know how I'm still alive, to be honest.
Skill?
You need luck to be a merc. Skill, sure, but a whole lot of luck. And a really hard head.
How did you and Vetra meet?
Huh, that's right. Your father brought you into the project pretty late, didn't he? Must have been a pretty steep learning curve since they thawed you out.
You could say that.
You make do with what you get. Anyway, I met Vetra back when we were building the Nexus. She swiped supplies I was trying to get for Kesh right under my nose. I tried to intimidate her into turning them over to me, and let me tell you, that Turian takes shit from no one.
I have no problems believing that.
Yeah, she told me off good. But here's the best part. She waited until I saw her again in Kesh's office, no less, to tell me she'd been working for Kesh all along. They're both still laughing at me over that.
Колония
Tell me
Кроганов.
more about the Krogan colony.
My clan's there. We also got some scouts looking for any unclaimed territory to grab up. Got a decent setup going. Self-sustainable, the works. Even some farming.
Farming? Krogan farm?
Food's food. Just because we can eat anything doesn't mean we gotta settle for scraps. I'm pretty fond of Corcrow roots myself. Takes a while to chew through those.
Восстание на Нексусе.
Why did the Krogan leave the Nexus?
The Nexus got us Krogan to stop the mutiny. In return, we were supposed to get a say in station business. Spender, Addison's assistant, lied about the deal, and Tan came down hard. Too hard. So we left. Cash is alone on that station now.
You think someone might try to hurt Kesh?
More like she airlocks Spender. Or he tries to stab her in the back, and then she airlocks him. Tan wouldn't listen to me when I told him Spender had a part in the mutiny. I had no proof.
So what's my part in this?
Things need to get sorted out, and my clan needs to get back on station without Spender messing.
Ну, короче, я понял, со Спендером надо разобраться.
You're probably the best one for that job.
Did Lexi brief you on Sam and squad connectivity yet?
Yeah. You want to hook that thing up to my comms, sure, but that's where it stops. Putting an AI in your head, giving it access to everything like that, it's begging for trouble.
Why do you say that?
I've seen what bots can do when they turn on their creators. Been in some of those fights. There's a reason that kind of research was outlawed.
Yeah, my peacekeeping career went up in smoke when news of what my dad was researching got out.
No shit. Ruined the writer name, I'll bet.
Almost. Sam is part of what makes someone a Pathfinder. You're just going to have to deal with that.
So long as it's not in my head and it ain't messing with my body.
Так. Еще осталось военные воспоминания. Да, конечно, диалоги. А, не, все. У меня есть еще другие вопросы, и мы поговорим позже.
Sure.
Конечно.
Hey, one last thing.
Yeah?
I don't love being called kid.
I'll try to stop doing that. Can't promise I won't slip up, though.
Такс. Найти Спендера. Понятно. Там еще хотел с нами поговорить. Кто хотел с нами поговорить? Ветром. Тебе надо с нами поговорить?
Terraforming Atmo processors, gravity wells, life
О,
destroying murder
Господи.
bubbles. We really had no idea what Helios was about, did we?
If we knew what it was all about, it wouldn't be an adventure. It would just be moving, and everyone hates moving. Just the packing alone. Blah.
Point taken. I'm just saying. I really hope you have a plan, Ryder.
The plan's the same. We find a home. Whatever that takes.
Keep that drive. Makes me believe we can make it. I mean, we have to make it. The alternative is not even worth thinking about.
You were on the Nexus when the revolt happened?
When you promise people golden worlds and all they get are wastelands and a death cloud, they riot. Some wanted to go home, some demanded answers, and a couple just wanted to stir shit up.
And you?
Some days I wondered if the exiles had a point. Maybe we were conned into coming here. But why would the Initiative go to all this trouble just to screw us over? Thing about conning people, you always know something they don't, and that's why the con works. And if I'm going to pick a side, I'm picking the liars.
You talked about your back channels. What did you mean?
We brought a lot from home. Some of it marked initiative, some of it in personal caches. Most things you want, someone's got. You just have to figure out who, and what they're willing to take in exchange.
It can't be that simple.
Oh, but it is. Most things are simple once you know the trick to them.
У тебя кто-нибудь есть?
How did you hear of the Andromeda Initiative?
Short answer, Cash. She was looking for some experimental ship mods, and I knew how to track them down. I thought it was a one-time deal, but she came back. Once, twice. Eventually, I figured out something was going on. Something big with creds behind it. I asked and she told me about the initiative. New galaxy, new home. Couldn't pass that up.
Have anyone else here with you? Besides Sid?
No, just me and Sid. It's always been just the two of us.
No, I mean someone special.
Special? Oh. You mean like... Oh.
Оу.
No, nothing like that. Who has time? What about you?
Anywhere's gonna feel empty if you don't have someone to share it with.
A romantic? I wasn't expecting that. Then again, the entire idea of leaving everything you know for a chance at something new is kind of romantic. Anyway.
Ну, в общем. Ладно, не стану
You
задерживать, я
probably
тебя
have work to
понял.
do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Боже, во что я играю? Так, ладно, давайте эту дверь посмотрим.
You're not
Биби.
Harry.
The blue give it away? Habitat 7 was a little more action-packed than Harry bargained for. He decided to spend his retirement years in the Hyperion looking after your brother.
Happy to have you, Dr. DePero.
I'll do my best. Now, hold still.
Ow!
Sorry.
I remember you having a gentler touch.
Still trying to get my bearings. Thought I'd be waking up colonists, not taking care of the Pathfinder.
I couldn't be in better hands.
I just stabbed you.
We all have off days.
I always hoped to work in the field, but everything's happening so quickly.
Focus on the positive. It helps.
I guess this is my opportunity to study alien species firsthand. Getting a Ket specimen aboard the Hyperion would be difficult, but here...
What?
A Ket corpse. For autopsy, a live subject would be better, but I'm not greedy.
Why do you care about the cat?
Harry didn't tell you? I'm a specialist in alien anatomy. My thesis on Krogan virility and aggression is what got me in the initiative.
Anatomist, physician? That's quite the resume.
I'm also a licensed psychologist. 275 years has given me plenty of time to branch out. But we were discussing the Ket. An autopsy could teach us potential weaknesses, average lifespan.
Right.
Just something to think about. Sam, make sure the Pathfinder eats her vegetables.
Понятно. Станция сброса навыков. Нам пока что не надо. Так. Вот мой этот марсоход. Я хочу его использовать. Дайте мне его использовать. Дайте мне выехать. Дайте мне сесть. Сволочи. Так, ладно. Давайте посмотрим. Где трындят. Давайте лифт. Эй, лифт. Так, Биби.
You again. Want to hear more about my childhood log cabin?
You really won't tell me what you're working on?
That's right. Next question.
So, how do you like the team?
Interesting bunch. I get a good feeling from Vetra. Not your typical military-minded Turian. Liam seems a lively one. I expect he'll surprise me. Drek is, well, old. Wonder if he can still learn new tricks. And Jal. That book hasn't even been written yet, has it? Exciting.
What about...
Gil smacks of complication. Might take some unraveling. Callow and Suvi seem busy. I hope they aren't all work, work, work. Who's left?
Well, there's...
Oh, right, Cora. What's her deal? Is she as prim and proper as she comes across?
She's exactly what she should be. Capable, reliable. She's a valuable part of my team.
Sure, sure. That comes across too.
There's also Lexi, our doctor. She's an Asari.
Oh, I'll get around to her. All in all, seems like a decent bunch.
What was it like for you on the Nexus?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be woken up yet. A resourceful accomplice finagled my early thaw. so I kind of lived off the grid. Snuck around, bullshitted my way onto excursions off station. After I found my first remnant ruin, I started, borrowing shuttles. After that, I didn't spend much time on the Nexus. I even missed most of the revolt.
You mentioned you came to Andromeda with someone.
Nothing gets by you. Guess that's why you're the Pathfinder. Just a friend. The one who woke me up early. But now she's not even that. It's better to venture into the unknown without restraints or entanglements, don't you think?
I don't know. Don't friends and loved ones make all the effort worthwhile?
I've always been self-motivated. Don't need much more than curiosity to drive me forward.
Ну, давайте попробуем, но она нас
What
пошлет
does someone
нафиг.
have to do to get you to flirt with them?
Not much at all. But I get a little extra jolt when I'm matched wink for wink. So just be yourself and the flirts will flow.
What drew you to the remnant?
Are you kidding? It's evidence of a sophisticated species no one knows anything about. It doesn't get more intriguing than that. There's so much to discover. I want to be the first to figure them out. And the tech, it's on a different scale. If we can appropriate it, who knows what advances we'll make.
Все, не будем
You're off
тебе
the hook,
мешать.
baby. Good luck with your project.
Thanks. Don't be a stranger.
Так, с Пиби поболтали. Остался у нас кто еще? Какой-то
Pathfinder
челик.
making the rounds. Slumming it, huh? Want to see how the riffraff are making out?
Hey, this is the most important part of the ship.
Whoa, don't tell me they put someone smart in charge for a change. I am at your command.
Just want to see how things are going with the ship.
That little stunt into the Scourge tested a few of my improvements. Happy to say they held up. It just feels good to be stretching our wings, you know? Locked in idle too long, you start to drift. People, same as ships. Stuck on the Nexus, gotta say, I was regretting joining the initiative.
Чего пришлось,
Seems like life
наверное?
back there was pretty bleak.
Not gonna lie, it sucked. I tend to live the way I work. Kind of feel it, do it. Not a lot of close ties, no real sense of purpose. Figured maybe I'd find my true calling in Andromeda. Then I got here and, oops, I just made a decision there's no turning back from. I was going nuts on that station. You can't know how jazzed I was when you showed up.
Ох,
Happy to be of service. I think you'll see that showing up is only one of my many talents.
Oh yeah? You're not hitting on me, are you?
ебать
Thought I
тупой.
was. Is it not one of my many talents?
I'm just not susceptible, if you know what I mean. Liam's more my speed. Well, if he wasn't such a tool.
Got it. Sorry.
А,
No sweat at all.
педик, понятно.
You just keep pointing this shit
Толерантная
wherever you
игра.
want to go, and I'll make sure she can get there. Deal?
Deal.
Так, Гил Броди. Я тебе схему отдать хотел.
Long time no chat. What's up?
Так, Буря. Наш экипаж.
Seems like we have a good group here.
Well, veteran Suvia are my girls. Get along well. Lots of mutual respect. PB's a real spark plug. I like her, but she's exhausting. And Drax's my kind of guy. Brash. Takes no shit. As far as your Hyperion peeps go, Doc's kind of nosy. Liam's good for a laugh or two. Cora, she's a bit by the book for me.
By the book keeps us alive.
Hey, variety's the spice of life, right? Different strokes makes for healthy debate.
What about Kello?
He's a pilot.
Which means
He flies the ship.
we're leaving it at that then?
Does a Pathfinder know what to do with a dead end?
Are you sure we can keep the Scourge damage under control?
Never seen anything like the Scourge. What it does to our tech. It's keeping me on my toes, but that's when I do my best work. In a way, I guess I'm grateful.
Well, you're welcome.
Don't do me any favors. Don't worry, Ryder. You're in good hands.
What's your social circle like?
I'm good for a laugh, so I know lots of people, but I don't let too many in. My one true friend is stationed on the Nexus. She's the only piece of the Milky Way I brought with me. The more you and I get to know each other, the more you'll probably hear about her.
How tough was it on the Nexus all those months?
Have you ever eaten overcooked space cow tongue?
Can't say I have.
Well, let me tell you, it's tough. Wondering if you're gonna die from a critical malfunction? Or maybe starvation? Imagining which would be worse? But hey, you could always take a break from the fear and boredom to dwell on being a part of the biggest failure in galactic history. Maybe even participate in a revolt.
What was your take on that?
I didn't place any bets, if that's what you're asking. Truth is, I don't think anyone made out particularly well. Whatever side you're on, you die a little when your brother, your teammate, becomes an enemy. We traveled all this way, all hope and wonder, and we end up fighting with each other over scraps. It's sad.
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
Так, что он меня вымораживать стал? Как отсюда свалить? Хочу свалить отсюда. Вот. Погнали.
Can you come by the med bay?
Да что ж такое? В медотсек зайдешь? Я ж там был. Это сюда, не сюда?
Joel.
А, с Джоалом.
We haven't had a chance to talk alone. You comfortable in here?
I took it. It feels strange to stay with the others. They are... you are... aliens.
And you're alien to us, so there. We have something in common.
We can look at it as a place to start.
Got it.
Perhaps then, if we're all aliens, it's about what kind of alien we are.
You had no idea about us, but you signed up to help us anyway.
Perhaps it had nothing to do with you.
Care to elaborate?
I do not.
How do you know Moshe Sefa?
She's our greatest mind on the Remnant. I was his student.
You studied the Remnant too?
A little. I was terrible. I quit. Or she threw me out. One of those. We're still very close.
So, is that your rifle?
It is now. It's Ket. With my own modifications. I like to tinker, to get my hands on something and take it apart.
That's a skill I know we can use. But I have one request. Please don't take apart my ship.
You're right. I signed up. Volunteered for this. It's exciting. There's something unique about you. Uneasy.
Боже, почему мы так много разговариваем? Я уже не выдерживаю.
That sounds like a compliment. A nice one.
It is. Angara feel deeply. We have more trouble hiding our emotions than showing them.
Ты интересный.
When we have downtime, I'd love to watch you work.
Sure. I could show everyone.
No. Just us. So we can get to know each other better, or just share a hobby.
Oh, of course.
Good. Good.
Такс, Джао Амадаров. Мне уже страшно в эти двери заходить. Опять.
Population's growing as people wake up. Lots of hopefuls waiting for a home.
Bradley will have all the help he can take.
They'll be starting crops soon. Can't tell if they have enough water or too much. I grew up on a little cargo freighter. Only saw gardens in vids, but I always loved them. I daydreamed about planting a big rose garden when we got here and still imagine it sometimes. Roses in Helios.
It'd be good to bring something beautiful across galaxies.
Everyone in the initiative has their something beautiful. I didn't for a while. After I left the Asari Commandos, well, I didn't leave. My mentor, Nasira, said I should go.
Why?
The initiative would suit you better, was all she said. Being a huntress suited me fine, but she insisted.
It sounds like she cared more about what you needed than about what you wanted.
I didn't need to be rejected. Still, that's familiar. When your biotics are honed into huntress-grade weapons, people can be weird about it. The initiative seemed better. Just didn't see how I'd fit into their brave new galaxy. I never fit anywhere before. Then I met some jerk named Ryder. Talked about traveling to Andromeda like he was teaching you how to see it.
What part of that vision made you want to take the plunge?
A civilization where everyone had a place, even AI, or an overpowered human biotic. Your father said, I get being different. Now imagine being welcome and making others like you welcome too. When I was 13, I could warp a steel girder. He made me wonder, what if someone had told me that's okay?
He gave you a dream to work toward. He was good at that.
Who doesn't want to belong? Especially somewhere like the Initiative. So I gave the Initiative my all. Kept thinking of the niche I wanted. My rose garden. I thought I knew what I was going to be.
This is about not taking over as Pathfinder?
Didn't think it would still sting. Nasira, your father, even my parents. They leave, I'm left without answers. Nowhere to stand.
I get that. We've all had a lot of disappointments lately.
You're doing well. For having no training, being your second isn't so bad. And if that remnant tech pays off, maybe someday I'll have roses too.
Такс, допустим, скоро поболтали. Медотсек какой-то там надо мне найти. Ну-ка, это что у нас? Тут у нас что? Тут у нас особо ничего. Ладно, давайте погнали уже на выход с корабля. В медотсек я потом загляну, как будет настроение. Погнали на карту галактики. Высадимся, да. Подтвердить набор. Я хочу марсоход. Нахера мне бегать по планете без марсохода? Что за хрень? Че они какие-то такие жлобяры не могут марсоход мне вытащить? Бегай пешком. Охренеть. Ладно, пойдем сейчас быстренько по квестикам. Хотя вообще на самом деле серию надо будет заканчивать. Давайте на этом серию мы и закончим. И уже в следующий раз продолжим делать квестики. Какая-то разговорная серия получилась. Вот. Ладно. Спасибо, друзья, что остаетесь с нашим каналом. Спасибо за просмотр. Ставим лайки, подписываемся на канал. И, конечно же, ждем выхода новых серий. Всем спасибо, друзья. И удачи. Всем пока.